Hey, so I wanted to demonstrate today some integration between LangChain, LangSmith, and Labelbox. Just getting a full walkthrough with LangChain, with ChatGPT, and then getting those LLM chat responses over to Labelbox to annotate. I have a notebook here I've been using. It's just going to go through a basic workflow. I already have this installed, so we'll just go slow. So there will be some UI work, but almost everything you can do through the SDK. I just don't have it set up here. So in this case, I'm going to go into LangSmith and go ahead and make a new data set just as an example. And again, you can do this through their SDK, but we need to do a chat one. Let's give it a random name, and then we'll do a add example. So we'll just do test. So hi, how are you? And then we'll do doing good, great, what is your name? That is good. Just making a quick example, and then submit this. And then you're going to grab this name. There's not a lot of setup. You just got to get API keys, especially one with OpenAI, a Labelbox, and then LangSmith. I already have all those set up right here. So you're just going to paste this right here like I just did. And then you're going to go through these normal steps, just a normal workflow to get this evaluated. It's kind of outside the scope of this tutorial to discuss like what all these do, but their docs definitely go over it. This is more just getting it into Labelbox. So this is going to go through everything in this chain results items when you get from this run on dataset function from LangSmith. That's what we're going to be pulling this information from. So it's taking us a little bit of time to actually run through everything and interact with OpenAI. I went ahead and made the function down here to actually get it into Labelbox format. There is a few prerequisites you have to make, and I'll kind of clean up this function a little bit later. But go ahead and make this function. So this function, kind of how it works is it's going through the conversation piece in the results section of the chain. That's where this comes in, this parameter. And then it has this user ID dictionary, and that's very important. And then what the output username is. So what was the last one? And that will allow you to customize these a little bit more if you're doing it system. So essentially there's just a key dictionary kind of explaining it. So one of them's human. The user ID, you could have multiple humans, but the one in this case, I'm just having one ID human, what side of the actual label box it is. So either right or left. So if it's human, I want it to be right. If it's the AI, I want it to be left. And then the last output is AI. So that's why I have that here. So I'm going to go ahead and create this data set. And then I'm going to upload this data row. And again, you can do more than one. I just have one set up for this one example for this data set, but you can have more than one example if needed, just for demonstration purposes. So this is going to load, and then you're going to go into here. And if you go to catalog, I already have a few examples prior, but you're going to be able to see it right here, the one I just made. You can see, how are you doing? Good, great, what is your name? This is the input information. How can I assist you today? There's that. And then if you go over here to annotate, so now let's work on trying to get this labeled. We'll create a new project. Again, you can do this entirely through the SDK. I'm just doing it for, demonstration purposes. So test, LangSmith, save. So we're going to go ahead and add this role data right here. Submit this as a batch. And then I already have an ontology set up. So just to kind of go over the variety of tools, this looks saying Smith, text entities, and then classifications per message. So we're going to go next. And then you're going to see this is here. So we're going to save this. Now it's ready to start labeling. So now we can label these just to better feed into our model and get some annotations done. So like I said, this is just a normal Labelbox tools for conversational. You can edit these, so some can be labeled and some can't be labeled. In this example, I just have all of them can be labeled, but you can just see like, here's a text entity right here. I can do, class. Let's do the one example right there. Whatever I need to do on this, and then let's go to here. But yeah, that's kind of how that works. You can just do like relationships, different classifications, submit that, and then you'll be able to export all these annotations. And obviously you can scale this up to be able to change if you can label those different fields. You just change out these outputs. You could you can kind of mess with that a little bit. I just have everything set to be labeled. That makes sense. But yeah, that's just the basic overview of how to get kind of LangSmith integrated with Labelbox and get those conversations over so that way you can start annotating.